Alright, welcome back to Tornado Facts with Beanrock124. This is episode 2, talking about the Heston and Gosel tornado family, a part of the March of 1990 central U.S. tornado outbreak. This tornado outbreak produced 64 tornadoes, including 4 violent ones, 2 of which touched down north and west of Wichita, Kansas, and they were both rated F5, including the tornado that... Excuse me, lightning, I'm recording. Including the tornado that struck Heston in Nebraska. Several strong tornadoes touched down across the southern and central portion of the state. Including the F4 tornado, possibly a family of tornadoes that traveled for 131 miles, making it the longest track tornado in the outbreak. 2 people were killed in the outbreak, one each by the 2 F5 tornadoes in Kansas. Yeah. The central U.S. tornado outbreak of March 1990 was one of the most violent tornado outbreaks ever documented in March, second only to the Palm Sunday outbreak of 1920 in terms of violent tornadoes, and the March 2006 tornado outbreak in terms of total number of tornadoes reported. Numerous tornadoes touched down across Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Iowa. 2 tornadic thunderstorms with exceptional lifespan / tornado families were observed, one of which produced an F4 tornado in eastern Nebraska that was on the ground for over 100 miles. This one right here. The other produced an extensive tornado family in southern Kansas that included 2 F5 tornadoes. The first of these struck the town of Heston and was one of the most photographed and documented violent tornadoes in history. Now, in this outbreak, 12 F0 tornadoes touched down, 25 F1 tornadoes touched down, 13 F2, 10 F3, 2 F4, and 2 F5, making a total of 64 tornadoes. On March 11th, 2 tornadoes touched down, one of them being an F1 tornado in Alder to south of Geneseo in Rice County, Kansas. March 12th, 1 tornado touched down northwest of Sawyer in Lee County in Iowa. And in Kansas, 1 southeast of Topeka in Shawnee and Douglas County, and 1 west of McLouth in Jefferson County. Now, March 13th. Yeah, I am not going to read all of this. Now, the one that touched down in Kansas in Reno County on March 11th, the Heston tornado touched down in Reno County as well. So they got hit almost 2 days, non-consecutively though, which is a plus, I guess. But you can read all these tornadoes for yourself by pausing the video. Some of them don't have damage reports, some of them do. There was a F3 tornado that went into LeClaire to the southeast of Albany, Illinois, in Scott County in Iowa, Rock Island County in Illinois, and then Whiteside County in Illinois. And there was one in Prairieburg to Worthington that was an F4 tornado. Now, why is that even a place? Slaughterville, really? That's in Cleveland. Oh my God. Luckily, I'm not moving to Cleveland County. I'm moving to McLean County. Okay, so there were several violent tornadoes that touched down in Oklahoma. F3, 3 of them. One in Hawley to northeast of Waukeeta. Sounds familiar if you watch Twister. One northeast of Waukeeta to southwest of Mayfield, Kansas. And another one southwest of Loco to northwest of Alpers, whatever. And then some F1 tornadoes and F2 tornadoes in and around Norman. And then here's this 131-mile track tornado. Yeah. Okay, now we could talk about this. The Heston tornado has passed through the town near I-135. The tornadoes that... But, jeez. That is a very... If you see this, that's probably your worst nightmare. The tornadoes that struck Heston and Gosel, I don't know how to pronounce it, were both spawned by the same supercell thunderstorm. They were part of what is known as a tornado family, a family that included several additional touchdowns after the Gosel tornado dissipated. The first tornado of the Heston storm touched down at approximately 4:34 p.m. just to the northeast of Pretty Prairie. Well, if it touched down southwest of it, it wouldn't be so pretty anymore. It was initially between 200 and 500 yards in diameter, around a fourth of a mile wide, and caused minimal damage as it churned between Castleton and the Dick Cheney Reservoir. I had to say that. And the minimal damage was around F1 and F2. Photographic evidence suggests significant widening as the tornado approached Havent and the Arkansas River. The damage ranged between a half mile and 3/4 of a mile near Havent, and several homes were completely demolished, indicating F4 damage. Had the tornado moved through a more populated area in this stage of life, it is likely that it would have caused much more dramatic damage. Fairly constant F3 damage was produced from Havent to Burton and to the Little Arkansas River. The path remained over half a mile wide in diameter. Northeast of the Little Arkansas, the track abruptly decreased in width from half a mile to just over 300 yards wide. Photographs suggest what appears to be a reorganization of the tornado's circulation, indicating a wedge-like appearance. The funnel quickly became tall and narrow. The most significant damage was done in this stage, however. The tornado plowed into the town of Heston, just northwest of Newton on I-135. A total of 226 homes and 21 businesses were destroyed, and several were completely swept away from their foundations, with only slabs and empty basements remaining. Several industrial buildings were obliterated, and vehicles were thrown and stripped down to their frames. Portions of the damaged path in Heston were rated F5. 20 farms were torn apart in rural areas outside of town. Light debris from Heston was found 115 miles away in Nebraska. One person died and 59 were injured. Well, jeez. These series of events that occurred as the tornado moved past Heston were most interesting. Eyewitness accounts observed the touchdown of an additional tornado to the north. This is consistent with models of what is known as a tornado handoff. Good thing it didn't say. Okay, never mind. In which an old mesocyclone and tornado occlude as a new mesocyclone and a tornado further downwind becomes dominant. Over the course of a few miles, this new tornado intensified, and the original one abruptly constricted and apparently became a satellite tornado to the new one. Eventually, the Heston tornado, after traveling nearly 48 miles, occluded and merged with the new tornado, and the supercell began to re-intensify. The new tornado rapidly became very large, and violent damage was produced by the second tornado in Marion County. Several homes were again completely obliterated and swept away, and one additional fatality was reported. This tornado produced very severe cyclodal? Yeah, I don't know what that word is. Ground scouring in farm fields, and the damage near the town of Gosell was extreme F5, according to National Weather Service damage surveyors. The severity of the damage left behind by this tornado led some meteorologists to believe the Gosell tornado was among the strongest ever documented at the time. The storm passed Gosell and dissipated approximately 22 miles from its genesis. Well, wow. I mean, you have one F5 tornado merging with the tornado that's becoming an F5. Yeah, it will be one of the strongest tornadoes ever. And with that, thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.